I probably always overkill the meet and greet. And I'm sure that some sales manager back in ancient Roman times did the same thing in a meeting every day. Now, Marcus Aurelius, when you see a customer come on to buy a chariot, you go out. But I think sometimes salespeople forget. In life, you only have so many first. Your first kiss, your first car, your first house, your first child. This will be the first time this customer meets this salesperson. And I think as soon as we walk into the door of a dealership as salespeople, we forget what it was like to pull up to a lot and be intimidated. There's 4 or 5 salespeople standing around. It would be like somebody coming to my house on Sunday and me and my friends standing there but not saying hi. So I always want to make sure that that salesperson understands. They may not sell a car because of a great meet and greet, but they will definitely not sell one if they don't do it right. When the customer pulls onto our lot, there are a few things we already know. The most important thing is that first impressions are lasting. We have been taught since we were little children that we never get a second chance to make that all-important first impression. So how we greet the customer is going to shape their impression of us, and even if they want to do business with us. When I lived in Texas, there was a barbecue restaurant, and the first time I went into it, I was shocked. I opened the door and everybody behind the counter said, "Hi, welcome." I felt really warm. I kind of felt like Norm on Cheers. The second thing we know about this customer is that they've already made a choice when they pulled into your store. They've already chosen your product. They've chosen your dealership and its location. Now let's look at what we don't know. I don't know where they have been before they came here. I don't know what their past buying car experiences have been. And I don't know who the car is for. So when they pull in, I want to go to them with a smile on my face, telling them thanks for coming in and saying, folks, I know there are a lot of different dealerships you could make choices on. I appreciate you choosing us. Since I don't know about their experiences, I have to be the most professional salesperson they've ever dealt with. And this starts with the meet and greet. Remember, we are all consumers, and when we shop, it makes us feel important when someone acts like they are glad to see us. And if I'm going to spend tens of thousands of dollars with someone, I want the most professional person. I always want to give everyone a business card at the start. At most dealerships, a customer gets a card when they're leaving with a salesperson saying something professional like, "Here's my card for when you're ready to buy." So I want to shift the paradigm by starting out introducing myself, shaking everybody's hand, and giving each of them a business card. At this point, I don't know who the car is for, so I don't want to lose a sale by ignoring the 16-year-old who saved up their money for a car. I also want to take the time to get their names and write them down if I can, and understand the relationship, not assume the relationship. When I was a 19-year-old salesman selling Cadillacs, a very distinguished gentleman and his younger wife walked on the showroom floor, walked up, said, "Hi, I'm Dave Tamburro, thanks for coming in." Handed him a business card and got his name. "Hi, I'm Dr. Smith. Dr. Smith, it's a pleasure to meet you. Mrs. Smith, how are you? I'm Dave Tamburro." She looked at me with these stone-cold eyes, and she said, "Mrs. Smith's at home. I'm his girlfriend." Guess who didn't sell a car that day? At most dealerships, the sales force wait to greet the customer, and they'll typically let them wander around until they land on a car. And then they might go out and greet them with a professional, "Hi, can I help you?" A friend of mine and I were in New York City for his wife's 40th birthday. We're staying at a very nice hotel on 5th Avenue. We get up on her birthday and he says, "Hey, I want to buy Gloria something nice, piece of jewelry." And I said, "Well, you know what? There's a bunch of jewelry stores on 5th Avenue. I bet we can find one." Now, my friend Tom probably had $10,000 in cash in his pocket, a bunch of credit cards. It's August, so we're dressed in shorts and t-shirt and a baseball cap. We walk into this well-known jewelry store. Nobody's in the store other than employees. And we walked around pointing at stuff for 15 minutes because nobody wanted to wait on us, because they all had decided we couldn't buy anything. We promptly left that store, walked across the street, and my friend bought a very expensive piece of jewelry for his wife. So those salespeople lost a deal and a commission because they perceived we couldn't buy. A great meet and greet isn't going to guarantee I make a sale, but a bad one will typically guarantee you won't. So to review the meet and greet play, first impressions are lasting. The customer has made a choice by pulling into your store. We don't know where or who the buyer is, where they have been before, or what their experiences have been. Always thank them for stopping in, since you know they have choices. Always shake everyone's hand and give everyone a business card and ask their name. And remember, winners train here.